Hello everyone, this is Angie at StampingWithAmore and welcome to my channel. If you are new to my channel, please hit the subscribe button and the bell for notifications each time I upload a new video. I usually post on Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and sometimes I'll throw another one in there sometime during the week. Alright, so today it's going to be this little Christmas treat box. And I put some Hershey's Kisses in here with one of our gusseted bags here. So the bags that I'm using, I did have to cut down, but they are the printed gusseted cellophane bags. These are in our annual catalog, and I did cut them down, but I love the size of those because it fit perfectly inside here. And I just tied it with some of our Real Red braided linen trim. So that's what I use just to tie it off, but you can use another bow, but I love the bow on the front of here. This is our sheer Real Red ribbon. I love this ribbon. And so this is what I'm making today. Now to make this, I am using the Triangle. This is a new one in our holiday catalog. And I am not using the tree images for this one, but I am using these poinsettias right here. And I'm using the little Mary right there. And then for the Christmas wishes, I'm using Banner Year, which has the Christmas wishes right here for that. And we are embossing that with the gold emboss. Now these are the stitched triangle dies. We're using this largest one right here for this tree. But look at this. They're all stitched, and I love the different shapes of these triangles. So this is a super, super great die set to have. All right, so that's what we're using for this. And I'll have to show you this one because look at the little one that I made right here. I'm not going to show how to make this little one, but I'll put all the measurements for both of these on my blog at StampingWithAmore.com on Sunday when this goes live. But isn't that adorable? So I did use the stamp set for this one, and I used this one right here. But isn't it so cute? It's really little. It only fits 2 Hershey's Kisses in here, but I thought it'd be really cute for like a place setting, or just to, you can put other little treats in here. If you have some really small little treats, if you have any ideas, just put a comment in the video because I'm thinking of other things that we could fit in here. I know some little canned mints would fit in here, but it's really cute. I love the size of this one. It's adorable. But today we're going to do this one. So let's go ahead and get started with this. We need the Stampin' Cut and Emboss for this. So we're going to go ahead first and cut our pieces, stamp, and then we will create our box for it. So let's get the cut and emboss here. Today I'm just using 1, 2, and both 3 plates for this. And we are using the largest of the triangles, and I actually am using just some scrap that I pulled out of my stash because this is what I use it for. So we're gonna cut, let's see if that one's gonna, I think I need a bigger piece. I have a bunch of little pieces, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this one here, and then maybe I could put the other one going that way, but I'm just gonna use some scrap for this. This is a really good time to use your scrap. All right, so we have one right there. And then let's see, will it fit on here? I'd like to get it to squeeze in on here. I think we can. So let's go ahead and smooth this just a hair. I think we're just gonna make it with this one. And we are going to, I'm going to use the same piece for our little stars. Yeah, we made it just fine. I'm going to use the same piece because we only need a little area for to stamp our stars for this. And you don't even have to put the stars on. I thought they were really cute. So we're going to go ahead and stamp those. And we're going to use Daffodil Delight for our little stars here. And I do need to fussy cut these, but they're really easy. All right, so then we are going to get our piece for our box, which is 6 1/4 by 2 1/2, which is this piece right here. Let me make sure because I have a bunch of scrap here. By 6 1/4. Yeah, so it's 2 1/2 by 6 1/4. This is our box piece. I have so many pieces laying around here because I was just going to grab it to make our little triangles because I like to use the scrap for that. So I'm glad I didn't run that piece through because I think it was the piece for our box. Now we have our 2 tree pieces. I'm using real red for this. Go ahead and use whatever colors you like. But I love the real red ribbon, and that's why I decided to go with the real red. And poinsettias are red, so we are going to stamp both of these. Now you're going to mess up your paper here, so if you're worried about that, put another piece down. But we're just going to start stamping. And I'm turning this upside down and all different ways to get these poinsettias on here because I want to try to just make it even. It's not perfect and it doesn't have to be perfect. That's what homemade is all about, handmade. And then that's it. And then we'll do the other one the exact same way. All right, so we have our 2 pieces ready here to go. So that's our tree. So let's go ahead and score for our box. We'll put all these pieces to the side and we're going to score our box here. All right, so on the 2 1/2 inch side, you're going to score it at 1/2 and 2. So it's 1/2 on each side. And then on the 6 1/4 inch side, you're going to score it at 2 and 4 1/4. That's it. All right, now when you're cutting this, you want to cut in where our score lines are. I always cut in on each side here. We're going to make these a little bit wider because you want to be able to fold these in. And I'll show you what I'm talking about here in just a second. And then this side as well. So it's going to look like that. Now I'm going to grab my bone folder. We're going to sharpen these all really well. And I used my tear and tape for my other box, but this time I'm going to use wet glue because I think for the video it might be a little bit easier. And I'm just going to put it on this center one right here, and we're going to bring in our little trees here that we made. And I'm going to put it on this side too, and on this side. So what you want to do is center the bottom part here onto this part here. So try to center both ends there. And then we are going to pull these sides up. And it's easier if you turn it towards you this way so you can line it up on the sides here and line it up just inside the stitching. And if you don't have these dies, you need them. But you can do it without the dies if you want to just cut your own triangle. But I don't know why you wouldn't want these dies. Anyway, then press all this in here down. And you know, with wet glue, you do have to hold it for a little bit. So you can see they're inside of that triangle. Now we're going to just fold these over. We're going to do the same on the other side with our tree. And again, line that bottom up, and then you're going to have to pull your other ones inside those lines. And then just turn it upside down, use your bone folder, and go inside and press those down really good. I want to make sure they're still inside. So there you go. There's your little box. And you know, the wet glue, you have time to move it. So it's really important to try to keep those just right. So there you go. All right, so the next step that we're going to do is I have a 1/2 inch piece here. I'm going to go ahead and use my embossing buddy on here because we are embossing this. And I'm hoping both of our words fit on here. If not, I have another piece. So we're going to use our Versamark. And we're going to use do the Mary. On the end here. And then we're going to do the Christmas wishes on this side. And I think we have plenty of room. Just be really careful when you're doing this because it's small and you don't want to mess it up. I'm going to grab my little tweezers here and just hold on to that. And I'm going to use our gold emboss. And we are going to emboss this. I love embossing. It's just the magic of embossing. If you've never tried it, and I think I've told this story before when I was working in one of my dentist's office, my boss, and this always brings memories to me when I'm embossing, she bought me the first embossing powder I've ever used, and ever since then I've been hooked. There's a long story, but that's the short of it. So we are going to go ahead and use our heat tool and emboss this. Okay, so we have both of our sentiments right there. I'm just going to cut these. And then they are both ready to go. Now let's grab our ribbon, and I'm going to grab my little Swiffer here so I get all this embossing powder that landed on my graph paper here off. Swiffers work great for this. It gets all glitter and it gets off your embossing powder, so it's a great little tool. All right, so we're going to put our stars on now. I'm going to again use wet glue. You can use a glue dot, but the wet glue works really good too. And like I said, it works really good sticking it to my finger. There we go. All right, and then this one on the other side, I'm going to put it on this so I don't get it all over my fingers. We're going to put one there. And pick the side that you like the best and make that your front. And then I'm putting one on the inside here. And I'm lining it up so that when you look at it from the front, you're going to see the star and not the back of the star. All right, so there we go. So let's grab our sheer ribbon here. I love this ribbon. In fact, I need to order more because it's so pretty, but it's the Real Red sheer ribbon. I'm going to use a glue dot to hold this in the back. So I'm using the glue dot to hold it in place, and I'm putting it right where I want it to stay. And then we need our Real Red ribbon. Make sure you have enough to tie a bow. So I'm going to center that on there. And then we're going to tie a bow here. I'm trying to preserve this, you see, and I'm keeping it on the roll. And if it moves on you, it's okay. You can go ahead and move it back down and then put another glue dot behind the bow when you get done. So we're tying our bow here. It ties such a pretty bow. I'm going to go ahead and cut this off now. I'm going to make the bow smaller though, because I just want it little. I don't want to take too much away from the box. cut these little tails again shorter. It makes a really, really pretty bow. And then I'm going to use another glue dot, and we're going to put it behind the bow, the knot, so that it stays in place. I think I messed up my bow here a little bit. It's kind of twisted, but just go ahead and put a little glue dot under there. All right, so now we're going to put our Mary, and I'm just using wet glue, and I'm just putting it in the middle because it is going to hang off the sides just a bit. So we're going to put that at the top, and then we're going to put the Christmas wishes on the lower part. And that's it. It's super simple with these dies. Isn't it cute? I really love this. And look at the other one with the candy in it. But I also found from last year I still had some of these Ghirardelli snowmen, and they'll probably have them again this year. They usually do. So these fit in there really good. You can fit 3 of them actually in there, but I only had 2. So that is it, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. If you need any supplies, you can shop on my blog at StampingWithAmore.com. And here is the baby, and I will post the measurements for both of these on my blog. All right, everyone, have a blessed day, and I'll catch you in the next one. See you later, everyone. Bye.